Just when you thought we couldn't reach a new level of clown world, as of last week's FOMC meeting, the Fed isn't just managing inflation anymore, they're actually engineering it. So let's talk about that. All the hawkish posturing is really just a psyop. The reality going on behind the scenes is that there's an internal conflict brewing between the military-industrial complex and the technological-industrial complex, and our dollar-based purchasing power is and will be even more of the collateral damage. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to argue unless you own at least 0.21 Bitcoin, you don't have protection against what's being set up. That 0.21 amount represents the threshold where Bitcoin ownership shifts from a speculative bet to a real currency hedge. And it's not about getting rich quick. This is about protecting your purchasing power. And I'm going to show you how the Fed's master plan involves controlling economic data through AI data-driven models to justify massive money printing like we've never seen before, all while faking you out with this hawkish narrative. By the way, special thank you to BitBox Hardware Wallets for sponsoring this video. I'll talk about them at the end of the video. After watching this, you will understand exactly how this machine works, why the bond market is already signaling danger, and how to build an exit plan over the course of the next 10 years. So let's talk about the Fed's new-ish hidden architecture. So Fed Chair Kevin Warsh isn't trying to stabilize the dollar, really. He's building a machine to justify future quantitative easing. If you're not familiar with that term, quantitative easing basically is just money printing on a scale we haven't seen since 2008. But how does he do it without inflaming public outrage like the public became inflamed in 2008, if you remember that? By replacing traditional economic metrics with AI-driven models that can control the inflation narrative, inflation is under control on paper, but your grocery bill tells you a different story. And I know you know what I'm talking about. The strategic deregulation is even more aggressive. Exempting banks from the supplemental leverage ratio, or SLR, allows them to buy treasury bonds in ways that mimic QE, but are laundered through the commercial banking system to avoid scrutiny. So I'll break all this down. So just follow along with me if you can. This is not a conspiracy. It's structural with a side of Psyop to make it go down more smoothly for the public. When the SLR exemption passes, billions in new liquidity enter the system disguised as normal bank activity. And one of the net effects is that your retirement account gets diluted whether you want it or not. But there's one variable they can't control, and it might be the most important piece of this puzzle. By the way, if you're getting value out of this, I'd appreciate it if you would smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It does help us out. So the X factor right now are oil prices. So oil is the X factor in the Fed's entire strategy. The success of their inflation narrative machine depends entirely on oil prices falling at the moment. An anticipated Iran deal could push oil down dramatically. Lower oil equals lower headline inflation. Lower inflation equals justification for interest rate cuts. Rate cuts equals more money printing. It's the same playbook. It's the only thing that they have left to do. So when oil drops and rates fall, asset prices will surge. So stocks, real estate, commodities like Bitcoin, like gold, like silver. Not your cash in the bank. Your cash in the bank is actually losing purchasing power at an even more accelerated rate. Meanwhile, your paycheck loses purchasing power faster than your portfolio gains. But here's what keeps the Fed awake at night right now. So the bond market doesn't believe what they're saying. They're not buying this hawkish narrative. Short-term interest rates are rising, the yield curve is flattening, and investors know inflation is still a risk regardless of the Fed's hawkish narrative. Can you believe it? Nobody believes anybody right now. So that brings us back to the threshold numbers. Here's why 0.21 Bitcoin isn't arbitrary, it's mathematical. I've talked a lot about that on this channel. So the Bitcoin protection framework is what we're going to talk about next. So 0.21 Bitcoin represents right now approximately somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000, depending on current prices. I think right now it's right around $12,000 at that time of this recording. So it's not random. It's a point where Bitcoin moves from speculative position to currency insurance. And again, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people will say, oh, you know, it's such a small amount of Bitcoin, it's never going to mean anything. Well, yeah, maybe in the short term that isn't apparent until this inflation machine, this money printer, you know, just absolutely takes off. If you want to wait until headlines scream dollar collapse, you've already missed the entry. So it's best to start dollar cost averaging in right now. So by then, everyone else is buying and insiders are selling their exits. So I have this framework, and I'll talk more about a whole video that I've done about this. For your 10-year Bitcoin FI stack, if you're trying to get to financial independence using Bitcoin as one of the vehicles, dollar cost average into Bitcoin over the next 36 months. Keep speculative stocks, like SpaceX, under 5% of your net worth investment. Maximize your tax advantage accounts first and ignore the daily news cycle. Remember, you're not trading, you're not gambling, you are hedging, okay? And if you want that exact allocation process that inputs your income, expenses, and risk tolerance for a 10-year Bitcoin plus FI plan, watch this video in the card above or in the description below. If you made it this far in the video, my content is on a mission to empower millennials and Gen X to integrate Bitcoin more deeply into their personal finances so they can reach financial independence in 10 years or less. I have a micro newsletter that I publish a couple of times a week. It's one paragraph, no fluff. Just type micro in the comments if you want access to that. And I also offer one-to-one calls to help you clarify, where you are in the process, answer any questions that you have about everything from allocation to self-custody. You can schedule a 30-minute call. Link is in the description below for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Real quick, you guys know I talk about the importance of self-custody all the time. And I know a lot of you guys are totally overwhelmed by it. That's why I love our channel sponsor, BitBox Hardware Wallets. If you want one of the most secure cold storage Bitcoin wallets that's also super user-friendly, the BitBox O2 Nova is for you. When I'm recommending hardware wallets to my audience, they must have two criteria: Bitcoin only as an option, and then also they must have fully open source and auditable source code. The BitBox meets both of these criteria and is the ultimate self-sovereignty tool. You can think of it as a Swiss vault for your Bitcoin private keys. It's USB-C and literally works with everything: Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Android. It has an easy-to-read tempered glass display and Swiss bank vault levels of security. This is one of my favorite Bitcoin wallets in my 13 plus years in the Bitcoin industry. And guess what? If you click on the link in the description, you can use the code BRAD for 5% off. That's right, 5% off if you use the code BRAD. This is the perfect gift if you want to encourage your friends and family into holding their Bitcoin private keys and sovereign self-custody. The link is in the description below. Buy a BitBox O2 Nova today unless you want to lose all your Bitcoin to the banksters.